Hi, I'm Elsie,
And I'm Jenny.
and we are semi-serious, and this is our podcast.
So we decided to start a podcast because
We're bored.
we're bored, and why not? I've always thought they were really cool, and my goal in life is to be internet famous, so there you go.
And I have been a long time listener of podcasts and did some audio stuff in college. So I have the smallest amount of experience, not enough to make this first podcast of ours probably sound amazing, but
But you're gonna do great at it.
good enough.
Better than I could,
Which
because
is-
I have no audio experience.
Yeah. But so yeah, we decided to do this because we're bored basically. We both have just graduated college.
Yes.
2 and 3 months ago.
I went to Santa Clara. I don't know if people want to know that.
No one cares. Just kidding. I went to the University of San Francisco where I studied media studies and creative writing.
I did communication and dance and retail studies, but I guess our majors kind of both fall into this podcast field, media studies and
Yeah.
comm. So I guess that's also a natural fit for the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We both took like audio and video production classes
At some point.
at some point in our college career. Also, how do we know each other?
Oh, we're cousins.
What? Crazy.
Mind blown.
We just found out a year ago.
A year ago today. Just kidding.
No, we have known each other our whole lives.
Our whole lives. I was born
Yeah.
on May 14th.
And I was born exactly 4 months later on September 14th.
So we're kind of like twins, but like not really.
a little
a
bit.
little bit.
We're 4 months apart, twins.
From different parents.
From different parents. But our dads are brothers.
Yeah, and they look really similar,
Yeah, they look like twins.
but they're not.
So, yeah, they're not twins. But we're kind of like twins.
Sorta.
Sort of, except that we're very different personality. Blah, 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 wise.
Very different. How would you say your personality is, Ilse?
I would, that's the hardest question you could actually ask anyone, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm super sarcastic, which kind of falls on you sometimes, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Are you being serious right now or not? Which actually, you're not the only person who has told me this. So I'm either really good at sarcasm or really bad at it. I haven't decided yet.
I think you're good, but that's because I'm also very gullible.
Yeah,
So I can't read on sarcasm at all.
that's true.
Um,
Yeah, I guess I'm sarcastic. Some people have thrown the word witty around.
do you want to be known as witty? I think you're witty.
Yeah, I think that's the dream. Like, when I was younger, I was like, I want to be the female David Sedaris. Was my goal, and still kind of
I
is.
think you should follow that goal.
Thank you.
You should.
I don't want to be as neurotic as he is,
Mm.
but I feel like I am pretty neurotic.
I don't know.
I sound like Woody Allen right now, which is someone I don't want to sound like. But Jenny, how would you describe your personality? I can't say that word.
It's okay. I can't say I say condition. No, position. Really funny. Position.
It's because you're Mexican.
Oh yeah,
both
I guess
Mexican, so
that's
it's
something
okay.
else people should know.
Whatever. I don't see race. I'm above race.
We can't really
Just
see
kidding.
us either, so
Oh yeah, we'll post a pic sometime.
yeah.
Not right now though, because I'm in like my pajamas.
I just changed my
Still.
shirt, but I
For
was in
this podcast
pajamas.
to look-
Let's see. I am. Well, I didn't think I was funny until I lived with my roommate. Shout out to Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Apparently I should say, okay, I tend to say things out loud without processing them
Yeah.
a lot.
Definitely.
But I by no means, I don't know, it just kind of comes out. And sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. But
there are many times I have, like, put what you have said out on the internet because it is funny and ridiculous.
It just happens.
Yeah, so you're, like, unintentionally
There
funny.
you go. I'm unintentionally funny. And
It's more like people laughing at
me. I'll be honest, it
than
is.
with you.
But, like, I totally own it and I'm okay with it. Because if I make someone laugh, that's great.
There you go. Even if it's at your own expense.
Even if it's at my own expense.
Which is the greatest kind of comedy, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Let's see what else. That's a really hard question. I'm sorry I asked.
Yeah. It's like a job interview
Yeah, it is.
question. I think you have those stuck in your head.
Yeah. I like a lot of things. I'm very eclectic, I have to say.
Okay.
I don't know. On to the next thing.
Okay. Well, we started this podcast, like I mentioned, because we both just recently graduated, so we're living that post-grad life, and we both felt like there isn't a real depiction out there of what it's really like to graduate college and really not have much of a plan
Yeah.
going on
So
for the rest of your life.
so I guess we'll talk about our first topic for this first episode, which is post-grad life.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about it besides that it's not as fun as people put it out
the
to be.
worst.
Yeah. I mean, like, the first couple weeks were fun.
That's
because it
true.
felt just like summer vacation.
That's true. Like, you're living
But
the
then-
dream of, like, it's summer and you're not going to go back to school, which is what everybody wants.
Yeah, until you actually get it, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm never going back to school again.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Especially,
I've come to realize.
like, right now when people are going back to school.
Yeah, like, people at USF are going back in, like, a week or something.
Santa Clara still has, like,
And-
5 more weeks.
Yeah, because
Like-
your quarter system.
Yeah, quarter system. But
But I still have a lot of friends that are in school. And so I'm like, oh, all their lives are going to go on without me, and I'm stuck here. We both moved back home.
oh yeah, we did.
I think it's an important thing to mention.
we are both back home and we're both unemployed currently.
Yeah. And we both live in fairly smallish cities. I think they're considered cities, but they're not like San Francisco. You know what I mean?
They're like not towns, but they're not cities.
Right. Well, I mean, by, like, definition, they're not towns. They're too
That's
big.
true.
If we're getting technical here.
Right.
But they feel like towns.
We basically live in
They
the
have
suburbs.
that small town. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
California
For sure.
suburbs,
Yeah.
and
And so,
it's just not fun.
yeah. It's not fun.
It's not fun. Although sometimes it is nice because I'm like in my PJs until like 3 o'clock, like watching TV, which is great.
Which is one of my favorite pastimes.
Mine too. But like I'm not getting paid for it.
Right. And if only we were.
Then I would be so happy.
But yeah, besides that, I don't know. It's just like I feel like I'm kind of a failure because I have some colleagues, is that what you call it? People that I graduated with that already have jobs and their shit together and are like living that life, and I'm just kind of, I feel
Dude,
stuck.
yeah, that I feel the exact same way where it's like I'm here and everybody else is like doing awesome things. But
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean that awesome things won't happen to us. It's just
Right.
we're taking a little slow train. Everybody's on speed racers and we're like on that like train that you have to like hand move. You know what I'm talking about? No? Okay.
I think I do. But the one where you like crank it?
Yeah, that one. You have like
Kinda.
2 people and you have to like go up and down.
Are we on the train together?
Yeah, we're on the train together.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. But
example about me saying things without thinking.
It's okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is going to be a running theme throughout all of our podcasts, is just a little update on what our lives are like post-grad. Right now, one of my little plans is to go to grad school next year, because before I graduated college, I was like, I don't want to go to grad school at all. Like, that sounds terrible. Why would I go back to school and waste more money? Not that college was a waste of money. But now that I actually have graduated and don't have shit to do, I'm considering it seriously, and I would go for creative writing, which means I have to submit like a 30-page portfolio. So because of that, I am gonna take classes at my local community college for fun, but mainly to like produce more work that could potentially go into my portfolio to submit to grad schools and stuff. So that's my tentative plan. That's what I tell people when they ask me what the hell I'm doing.
Which is way better than my plan.
Which is?
I have no plan.
No, I kind of well, don't undermine yourself.
Sorta. Actually, I'm like going through this phase right now where I'm like, I don't even know if that's the plan I want to take. Which happens all the time in post-grad life. You like think you know what you're doing, and then you're like, just kidding. My life's horrible. But I guess my sort of plan is I want to stay here in the Bay Area for like a year or two, I would say. And I just really want to be in New York within the next 3 to 5 years. That is my goal. And I am pursuing, I guess, a career in retail, in the corporate side of it. Just because I did an internship last summer and I absolutely loved it. But that's basically it. I've also been thinking about grad school now more and more, just because why not? And
because I'm a huge influence in your life.
Definitely. And I just figured if I can't get a job, I might as well just go back to school.
That was my thinking. Because, okay, as soon as I graduated, I did apply to jobs. Because one of the things I was, like, considering was, like, publishing. So I applied to a whole bunch of editorial assistant publishing jobs for, like, any publishing company. And guess who got no responses?
Yep.
This girl. So I was like, well, why not go back to school where, like, I know exactly what I want and have a means to get it through grad school.
Yeah, which I think is really smart.
Maybe.
So we'll see. But then I also have this whole, like, issue with myself where it's like, I also really do like PR, which was my emphasis.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to pursue that career as well, but it's like, which one do I start off with? And who knows?
And I say, do both at some point in your life, right? Why limit yourself? This is starting to sound like, I feel like, a self-help, like, motivating, like,
it is.
Down in the dumps.
Well, I guess we can move on.
Are you miserable about your life?
Let's talk about it. I guess we can just move on to our second topic then, since keep things light.
Since I'm bored of the first one.
I mean, yeah, you guys probably are. Let's be real. You probably hear this all the time from your friends.
Yeah, tuned out. Which, I mean, it's fine. This is sometimes I even get bored about talking about it all the time because I feel like it's all. I mean, it's recent graduates want to talk about.
I mean, hashtag post-grad life right here in the flesh.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. But yeah, so in each podcast, we're probably going to have like 2 or 3 topics that we want to go over, mainly dealing with pop culture items because we both love talking about what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
In a lighthearted way.
Definitely.
Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, for sure. And then once we get the ball rolling, I said ball.
Once we get the ball rolling too. I mean, bowls can roll.
Balls do roll. Weirdly. Anyways, we might get into more in, I guess, deeper air quotes topics. But for now, we're just gonna keep it light because it is the first episode, and we already got really depressed with talking about after graduation. So,
second topic.
Do we want to talk about Ice Bucket Challenge or?
Yeah, we definitely want to talk about Ice Bucket Challenge.
Okay.
You need to describe it because I don't actually know the details. I've just like seen it pop up.
Okay, so the hashtag Ice Bucket Challenge has been going around Facebook, where you either have to dump a bucket of ice over your head or donate to the ASL, right? I don't even know what it's about. To be honest, it's about
great preparation.
Right? ALS, not ASL. Sorry. I think I might have a form of dyslexia, but that's like a different topic for a completely different episode. So it's for ALS, which...
Do we know what that is?
I'm just going to Google it right now.
Okay. Fabulous.
ALS is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is a disease of the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord that control voluntary muscle movement.
Okay.
Which is great. You know, that...
The disease
No,
is
not
great.
the disease. That came out at the wrong time. But, I mean, I think it's great that, you know, this social media campaign is raising a lot of awareness because I didn't even know this disease existed. And I read an article that donations have been, like, through the roof. Awesome. Because of this campaign. Which
is all great. Yeah. Like, those are all awesome things.
Because you're supposed to donate $100 if you don't do the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Right.
But I'll be honest. I got nominated to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm still debating whether I should do it or not.
Please do not do it, because this is what maybe I won't speak for you. I'll just speak for myself. I think it's kind of dumb, at least for the people that like opt to do the ice bucket and not donate the money. Like, you're literally not doing anything to help, and you're wasting water, which if you live in California, we need.
That's like one of the concerns. It's like we're in a severe drought.
Yeah, and you're just over here dumping a whole bunch of water on your body in order to avoid donating money. And here's the thing. No one's forcing you to do this. Like, just because you get tagged into this thing doesn't mean you're, like, obliged to do this. You're not going to get killed if you don't.
Or it's like those chain mails that you would get in, like, middle school where it's like, if you don't email this to 5 of your friends, I'm going to come kill you.
Exactly. I mean, yes. But, like, I don't know exactly why it rubs me the wrong way. It rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I think it's just, like, a lazy way out. And it's just, like, another one of those fad things that's like, oh, this is a really popular disease right now.
Yeah. Well, like...
But in a couple weeks, no one's going to give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, to play devil's advocate, which I tend to do a lot. I guess that's a little bit about myself, too. I tend to, like, be like, well, what if this? It is bringing a lot of awareness by having all these people upload these videos. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't take that away. I, like, totally agree. But, like, someone had posted on Tumblr earlier, like, if half as many people... we said we weren't really going to talk about this, but we're just going to mention it for 1 second. If half the amount of people that were doing the Ice Bucket Challenge put that effort into, like, what's going on in Ferguson, like, which is a much more immediate crisis, I guess, is not really the right word, but, like, is a word.
I actually,
like,
I didn't think about that at all, so I think it's good that you're bringing that up, because it's true. Like, I'll be honest, the whole, like, Ferguson issue, I literally caught up with it this morning.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something that does need to be addressed more immediately.
By mainstream media.
Exactly. And portrayed in the correct manner.
Yeah. Well, and also I think the thing I read and what was like, oh, I totally agreed with it, was that like America is very into like donating money and like philanthropy and making themselves appear as if they're like doing a lot of good without actually doing that much.
Definitely.
So this is just another example of that, and I'm just like, whatever, like, either just don't participate in it at all or donate the money.
Yeah.
Those are my two options for you.
I mean, I might as well, I don't know if I'll end up doing it just because I'll ask my brothers if they ever record me doing it, like, in the bathroom, and they both said no, so I don't really have anyone to record me doing it. But
that's what's stopping me.
But I also think, I mean, if I had the means to donate $100, I would totally donate $100.
Right.
But then again, it brings up that issue of, like, I would much rather donate $100 to some sort of foundation to help Ferguson, because I find that an issue higher on my
closer to my heart
and higher on my priority list. And I think that post that you mentioned brings up a good point. If we were putting half of the effort that we were to the Ice Bucket Challenge to what's happening in Ferguson, maybe something can be done about that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just
yeah. Wow.
That took a turn.
That took a big turn, but
we're trying not to be dark at all, but all of these things end up being kind of dark.
I guess we're kind of cynical.
That's definitely a trait of mine.
I try not to
that
be.
I should have mentioned at the beginning. I'm very cynical.
I try to be the one that's like, no, like, let's look at the bright side.
I'm usually the, like,
that way.
Positive one.
But I guess touching on Ferguson, I guess it is closer to home for you and I
as people of
color. So of course I probably am going to be cynical about that because there's still so much that needs to be done.
Right.
But I guess that
too much to get into.
We'll probably dedicate an entire episode to that, and you guys can decide to listen to that if you want or not.
Yeah, I guess.
But I guess stay tuned to see if I end up doing the Ice Bucket Challenge or not. I will, or not, or I donate.
Who cares?
Okay. Anyway,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's. I mean, you don't care. Some people might care, but it's fine.
I can't believe you're seriously considering like doing it after my whole rant of like. Wow,
no, I would do it, but I would also donate. I would do both. Like I would donate like whatever I can if I did it.
Okay.
I wouldn't just do one or the other.
Got it.
Which I think everybody should do if you are doing the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know.
So I guess our last topic
of the day,
this little segment, is about, it's something that we're gonna try to do at least once
every few podcasts.
Which is, Ilse and I are both movie lovers. We love movies. We love watching them. We love talking about them.
Yeah, it's a thing I just realized we do a lot.
Yeah.
Is we watch either movies or TV shows, and then we, like, talk about them to each other on the phone all the time. So hopefully you enjoy our conversations about it. Also, I'm going to preface?
I think it's preface.
It's preface. It's definitely preface.
Yeah.
I was just going to say preface. Thank you for correcting me. We are not movie critics.
Oh, no.
We do not claim to be movie critics. There's many ways to interpret any movie. This is just our interpretation of whatever movie we're talking about.
For sure, Zol.
Yeah, I'm not claiming to be an expert or knowledgeable at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, on that note,
the other day,
our first movie,
I was really bored, and I decided to go on Netflix, and you know how there's always the suggested movies after you've watched a few of them, and for the last couple months, Drinking Buddies has been popping up, and so I decided, why not? Let's just watch this. And just to give you guys a little bit about information about the movie, I went to Rotten Tomato, and this is the movie description of it.
I went on Wikipedia. Oh my gosh.
No way. Okay.
Prepared.
We're super prepared. Let's see if they line up. So this is what Rotten Tomatoes says the movie is about. Luke and Kate are co-workers at a Chicago brewery where they spend their days drinking and flirting. They're perfect for each other, except that they're both in relationships. Luke is in the midst of marriage talks with his girlfriend of 6 years. Kate is playing it cool with her music producer boyfriend, Chris. But you know what makes the line between friends and more than friends really blurry? Beer. And
Is that the
that's
whole
the whole thing.
Got it. That's a good description. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Drinking Buddies, the Wikipedia page just has like the whole plot, which I'm not gonna read.
No.
Mainly, I was looking at who directed and wrote the film, and it was Joe Swanberg, who is an independent filmmaker and actor, and he is like really big in the mumblecore film movement.
What's that?
Mumblecore is a type of genre of film where, and I'm a really big fan of mumblecore. A lot of people really hate it.
Maybe I like it, and I don't even know it's called that.
I think you do, because we kind of have similar taste in movies.
Yeah, we do.
But Wikipedia says it's characterized by low-budget production values and amateur actors, heavily focused on naturalistic dialogue.
Oh, deafs. I love
Yeah,
it.
so like the way I describe mumblecore usually is like they're films about really, really small things and plot lines, and not a lot happens in the movie per se. Like, it's definitely not an action film, definitely independent. But I personally love movies that are very realistic and
Yeah.
are small. I like small plot lines as opposed to like very big.
It's like
and,
they take
crazy
little
things.
details that happen to everybody and really expose that. Like the experiences.
Yeah, because I think most media should be a reflection of real life.
Yeah, for sure.
So I tend to like really gravitate towards that kind of
so
stuff.
do I. I didn't realize I had a name for it.
Mumblecore.
Now I
A really famous mumblecore movie by a very famous actress, director, Lena Dunham. Her movie Tiny Furniture.
That was a great movie.
Is mumblecore. Yeah, I've seen it once. I should rewatch it again.
No, it's on Netflix.
It is. That's where I saw it the first time.
But back to
But
Drinking
back
Buddies.
to Drinking Buddies.
Oh, Jinx.
Haha.
Okay, so the way that because I was talking to Spencer about it, and the way I described it to him was, it follows the relationship between two friends
Yeah.
and how they are kind of interacting with each other while one of them deals with her hip boyfriend and the other one is like talking about marriage. So it's kind of what the description said.
Yeah, definitely. Her hip boyfriend, though?
He's not that hip. I thought he was really lame.
Yeah.
He's like
Who said
so
he was-
lame.
Oh,
The
wait, is that
description.
how they described
Yeah, that's
it?
how they describe him. His like
Oh.
cool like
yeah,
music
his
producer.
her boyfriend was not him.
No, he's like really lame.
Yeah.
I like really did not like his character.
Yeah.
But also, what's her face?
Olivia Wilde or
No.
the other one?
The Cups.
Anna Kendrick? or
Anna
whatever?
Kendrick. There you go. I didn't like her character either. I found her character annoying too.
I think maybe part of that was on purpose, because both of the main characters, both Olivia Wilde and Nick Miller,
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson is his real name. He plays Nick Miller on New Girl. Both their characters, both Olivia and Jake's characters, are really similar. I feel like they're very outgoing.
Yeah.
And they like are rambunctious, and they don't really think about the consequences, and they're still kind of young, even though they're on the cusp of being like considered actual adults and like too old to be acting this way.
Yeah.
And so I think their significant others act as like their opposites. So they're more like reserved and like boring
Yeah.
and annoying compared to them.
That's true. But yeah, I think you're right. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here.
It's okay. I will let you collect those thoughts.
But no, I really liked Olivia Wilde's character a lot.
What about her character?
I just I just liked. Well, okay. The reason why I liked her was kind of towards the end of the film. Like, sorry, this might be a little spoil alert. But I just like the way that. I don't know. I just really like her.
Yeah.
But I want to talk, if it's okay, I want to talk about something that she says at the end of the movie, which I absolutely kind of like love that they put in there. Mm-hmm. But surprisingly, it was really hard to find this quote. It was really hard to find it for some weird reason. And I'm like, this is what should be all over the internet because it's great.
Okay.
It's when she says, it's like towards the end of the movie, and she's moving in to her new apartment, and Jake's character, it gets like really like pissed off at her because she asked this guy that she hooked up with to help her move. Do you know which quote I'm talking about?
No, I literally have no
okay.
idea.
So the quote she says is, and so, okay, so then this Jake's character kind of starts to make her feel bad because he's just being like I guess like a protective older brother / I kind of like you type of idiot boy.
Yeah.
And she says, I refuse to be made to feel bad. I don't have to be made to feel bad. I'm not a bad person. You are my friend, and you're not allowed to make me feel like a fucking slut for fucking who I want. I'm allowed to because I'm single.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Because I feel that sometimes people overlook that. It's like, just because I am going around making out with whoever, doesn't give you a right for you to like be mad at me because you can't, because he's like in a serious relationship or whatnot.
Right.
And for some reason, it was really hard to find that quote.
I don't know why it is.
I feel like
I can't
that would have been
answer
like reblogged all over Tumblr or something.
Maybe.
But it isn't. It was really hard to find it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that quote for sure. I think it just like that was like the point of their argument and like their frustrations with each other, and that's where it all came to a head, where she was the one who was really like, look, we are not together, so you can't really have any say in my life.
Yeah.
Because like not only have you decided, but I have also decided that we're not a thing. So either we need to like be friends and set up a boundary about this, or like we actually need to go for this. And I think that's why I really liked the movie, because at the end, like in a typical movie, they would end up together. Like they would both break up with their significant others and they would end up together and it would be all great. But that's not realistic. That's not how real life is. And so following that, they do not end up together. Spoiler.
Yeah, they don't. Although it seems like they are the entire movie.
Right, yeah. I like the first time I watched it, because I've seen it twice.
And like you always think like they're going to make out, but they never do.
Yeah, they literally never hook up.
Ever.
And you're like waiting for it the entire movie. And it never happens.
Like clearly.
And I think I also really like the fact that Anna Kendrick's character and what's his face?
The lame boyfriend. I don't know.
Ron Livingston, I think is his name.
Uh-huh.
They don't end up together either.
Yeah, they don't. They do end up kissing.
Right.
Which I thought like
was kind of random.
Was super random. And the fact that she like comes, I thought it was kind of sweet, the fact that she like came back from her trip like way early to come tell Jake's character like, I kissed this guy.
Yeah.
Like that's all they did, and she like felt horrible about it. Do you think they're gonna end up getting married?
What do you them I don't know. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. And I think that's what I like about movies in general, is when the ending is kind of ambiguous and you really don't know what's going to happen to these characters.
That's true.
I like it, and at the same time I kind of hate when that happens, because I'm like, well, what happened to these people? Because I really, with that question, I have no idea if they would end up married or not. I feel like no, because it's been 6 years and she's been like trying to casually push this conversation, and he always dodges it.
That's true.
And so, what's going to make him change is my question. Is it finally realizing that he's not going to have any relationship with Olivia Wilde's character, and then he's going to settle down? And is Anna Kendrick's character going to be okay with that? Like, oh, he just settled for me.
Yeah.
But that's, like, questions you can't really have an answer to. But it's also, like, the fun part of, like, watching a movie.
That's
and
true.
talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
The movie.
I found it really interesting. But now the more I talk about it, I'm like, wait, no, I actually really like this movie. I, like, don't have any bad things to say about it.
Okay, I mentioned it to my friends that I used to work at my college radio station, and so I mentioned it to some friends while we were working. Like, I was like, oh yeah, like, I saw this movie, it was good, and they were all like, it's like your typical, like, hipster movie. They're all riding bikes everywhere and, like, drinking beer, and I'm like, I really liked it.
I mean, I guess in a sense it is your typical hipster movie, but at the same time, if you take away the fact that they are drinking beer all the time and they do ride bikes and they're in Chicago,
They have beards
and
and
have
stuff.
beards and they wear skinny jeans and Converse.
Like, whatever.
This
that
happens-
doesn't take away from the fact that it was, like, a good
Yeah,
story.
I mean, and like I completely agree with everything you had to say earlier. Like, movies, I think, are the greatest when they depict real life and, like, the smallest things about it. So,
yeah.
I think people...
So I feel like...
I mean, if you really want, like, an awesome plot line, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, because it's really simple.
Super simple. If you want to see the relationship between two people that have a lot of
Tension, like sexual tension.
tension.
And I feel like a lot of people have been in that
Oh,
situation.
definitely.
And it's not something that's, like, depicted realistically. It's either, like, it's like, what's that movie with Ashton Kutcher and
There's lots of them.
what's her face? And it's called, like, Sex Buddies or something.
Oh,
No Strings
No
Attached
Strings
or
Attached.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either, like, blown into that proportion where it's, like, explicitly, like, oh, we're hooking
Keira
up with
Knightley.
each other, but we're friends.
No,
Or
another one. Natalie Portman. One of those two.
I definitely don't think it's Keira Knightley.
It's Natalie Portman then.
And I don't think it's her either.
Yeah, it is.
But it could
I was
be
just
wrong.
watching it the other day.
Okay, then you're right and I am wrong because I have never seen that movie. But yeah, so I think it's either, like, over the top, cliche,
Yeah.
and dumb. But this was an instance where it was like, oh yeah, I have either been in this situation or have seen this situation play out amongst my
Yeah.
friends.
Which is kind of something that Olivia Wilde character says. This is the one quote that was everywhere when I googled, like, drinking buddy quotes. She says, that's the problem with heartbreak. To you, it's like an atomic bomb, and to the world, it's just really cliche because in the end, we all have the same experiences.
Deep.
Yeah. So this movie's, I think that sums up the movie really well. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you might think it's just another movie, but, like, for these characters, it's so real. And if you've
Yeah.
been in that situation, it's so real to you.
Yeah, exactly. I get that. Yeah. It's like when your friend is, like, talking about, like, their relationship problems all the time and you're like, oh my god, I'm so sick of hearing about this. But to them, it's like, this is all I can think
My
about.
world
This
is
is like
over.
the biggest. Yeah.
If I don't talk about this.
Yeah. This is all that's on my mind right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Any last words on this one?
no, I think that's about it.
Dope.
So I guess
Available on Netflix. Totally watch it if you're into
you
it.
should. If you like it.
Yeah.
If you like what we've said, you should go watch it.
I give it a thumbs up
Me too. So that's 2 thumbs up.
from us.
From us.
The most you'll ever get
Ever.
from this review.
But yeah, well, I guess that concludes our first podcast.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Crazy, it's actually happening.
Yeah. Well, now we just have to edit it.
Yeah.
And put it up.
But thank you for listening, and
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening.
you should follow us on
Twitter. We have a Twitter account. It's We Are, just the letter R, Semi-serious.
And we are on Tumblr, which is we are, like, are the entire word.
ARE.
Semiserious.tumblr.com.
And then where we'll be uploading all of our episodes is SoundCloud. So soundcloud.com/we are semi-serious, ARE. The only one that isn't ARE is Twitter.
And that's because it was too many letters
for
a handle.
Twitter. Yeah, so that's the only one that is the R letter. So yeah, if you want to follow us, get updates, actually listen to this thing for who knows how long, the rest of your life.
Duh.
Reach us there. If you want to follow us on Twitter, my handle is my name, Elsie, ILSE, and then LGC, so it's all one thing.
And then mine is, I guess it's just my
really
mine's really long because it's like my first name and my middle name. And my first name is Jennifer, spelled the standard way, Jennifer. And then it's ADILENE.
There you go.
So follow me on there.
Follow us on Twitter. Blah blah blah. This was great.
This is awesome.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I hope you guys like it, and if not, it doesn't matter. We're gonna keep on doing it.
Or like if you have comments of like how to improve and stuff, what we need to do, totally tell us about that. It doesn't have to all be positive.
Definitely. Or if you have something that you want us to talk about or discuss, we're all for that too.
Oh yeah, tweet at us.
Tweet at us
for any suggestions of topics. We also have never mind. We'll save that for later.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
See you on the flip side.
Bye.